If you've been hesitant about picking up a Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 4, I'm here to calm your nerves and to give you at least a little encouragement about the device itself. Now, if it's for financial reasons because it's a darn expensive phone, well, that's a personal decision, and let's do what's responsible for you. But if that's not the holdup, if it's the actual form and function and carrying around in your pocket and using the outer display and replacing your more traditional smartphone, well, then I'm here to encourage you to absolutely pick it up and try it. There's always that return policy. It's there for a reason. If it turns out not to be for you, go ahead and return it. By the way, link will be in the description. I think there are still some bonuses for my link, but if you use it, it directly helps the channel, which I appreciate as well. But the reason why I felt the need to come back and do this is because I keep getting questions on the older videos about people a little unsure, a little on the fence, and I experienced this with the Z Flip 3. A lot of people were curious, a lot of enthusiasts wanted to dive in, but for whatever reason, it was just something different. They were a little apprehensive. They didn't want to do it. Well, let this serve as your kind of push off the fence, that if you're an enthusiast, if you're somebody who watches all of these videos, if you're somebody who likes and loves getting your hands on the latest and greatest, if you're somebody that wants to get the most out of their cell phone experience, then for me in 2022, towards the end of the year, the Z Fold 4 is that experience. I have a lot of other videos to do. I got the Pixel 4 XL update for the September, whether it fixed stuff on Android 13. I have a ton of Z Flip 4 content that I still want to film, still want to test, still want to get on top of. I have an upcoming Unihertz device that I want to do a video on that will be tomorrow or the next day. But I cannot pull my SIM out of the Z Fold 4. The difference on the outer display has turned this into a device like the Fold 2 that, yeah, I liked using it, but I also saw its weaknesses and had opportunity to put SIMs on other devices, and I did so, because there were still advantages that regular slab devices had over the Fold 4 in terms of usability, portability. There were pros and cons that you weighed there, and there were opportunities where you'd pull your SIM out. Here, I don't have that. I can main the outer display all day long. And sometimes, what would happen on the Fold 2 is this. I'd get a WhatsApp message. I'd get a text message. And I don't want to open the inner display every single time that I want to respond to one of those. But towards the end, that's what I found myself doing because the outer display was so narrow. Especially for my fingers if you have bigger hands. Now I don't have to do that. In fact, I don't even open it up if I have a WhatsApp message or a text message. I respond on the outer display, and it's a decent enough typing experience to where the pros now far outweigh the cons in going to a regular device. Then you get to the Fold part, where you open it up and look at this is what my day's going to be. Okay? I'll tell you what, Sunday here in the United States, here's what my day's going to be. You ready? We're going to go on Twitter. We're going to have that there. You know, we could pull Twitter up all day, see what's going on. Then I could go over to CBS Fantasy Football, see how Steve Shake Shack is faring in week 2 of the NFL. Then I could go back. I could split screen it if I want. I could trash talk with friends who I'm playing, which I probably won't do because I'm playing the best team in the league. But if I were better at drafting, that is something that I would absolutely do. Then my wife and I are looking for a house. Pop it over to Zillow. See if anything's come up. Big, nice, wide map that I have here on Zillow to scan New Jersey for places to live. Lots to like here. And then I could go back to Instagram, add that. And that's just using the taskbar at the bottom. Kind of the quick bar that you have there with different things with Android 12L, which is the different software experience. Then I could go ahead and pull up email. Hey, did we get an email from the realtor? Let me put Outlook in here, see what's going on, right? Then go over to Instagram. Nice big screen experience on Instagram here. As we're scrolling, look at those old Palm PDAs, which I love so much. It's that kind of experience. And when you pair that with you don't feel the need to swap out to something else because the texting experience or the WhatsApp experience is so bad, then it all becomes pros. It all becomes benefits because you get to carry around that massive display on the inside. And don't discount the fact that they've made it smaller. And by smaller, I don't mean smaller in form. I mean just the way that, well, I do mean smaller in form. I just don't mean smaller in weight or anything like that. Smaller in that they've got it a little squatter, right? It's a little shorter, a little wider, But because it's shorter and more of that ratio is outward, I guess you could say, whatever's in the width of the device, it's a lot more palmable. It feels a lot better in the hand. You feel a lot more secure using it. It even feels better in the pocket because it's not quite as tall. Before, with the Fold 2, it was just this big, tall, narrow thing in your pocket. Now, it feels like a regular phone, a smaller regular phone, just a little heavier. And if you're somebody that only carries around one device, then you're in good shape. You know, I carry around multiple devices at any given time. I still haven't felt the need to take this out of my pocket. And whenever that happens, it usually translates into people liking the device a lot as well, because you could see yourself using it more and more. And then you pair that with them having finally figured out the battery life on their flagship devices. Because now we're talking 6.5, 7 hours of screen on time easily, and that's with using the inner display a whole heck of a lot. At max brightness, at 120 hertz, adaptive, whatever. It's on, I'm using it, and it's fantastic battery life on this device. And it's still relatively thin, it's small. When you unfold it, it feels great in the hand. I think this is the perfect ratio, the perfect size, the perfect form factor that they finally come up with. It took a few revisions, but they finally got there. And I see a lot of comments saying, well, I got a 3, I got a 2. It doesn't seem like that big of an upgrade. That's wrong. Even from the 3, I'm telling you, that outer display difference is the difference between you wanting to pick up a Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, an iPhone, something where you don't have to fuss. Because I'm telling you, the path of least resistance on these phones. These are meant to be tools in our hands. They are meant to make the day easier. So when you find yourself regretting, like, oh, I got to respond to a text message on, oh man, well, I'm driving. It's a quick response. I'm working right now. I'm busy. But I got to open it up and I got to sit down. If I'm walking or I'm running, none of that anymore. You don't have to make that decision anymore. And I'm telling you, you do that enough times on your Fold 2 and 3, and you're just dealing with it. You're not enjoying the device. And if you have the option, you're swapping out. I don't feel that anymore here. I'm able to get the entire day on the outer display, not feel like I'm missing anything, not feel like I'm annoyed. But when I do have opportunity and need to go ahead and open up that inner display, it's no issue whatsoever. I'm telling you, try it out. If you're an enthusiast, if you've been on the fence, you've been watching these videos for 2 or 3 weeks now since this device has come out, sometimes longer since before that, and you're hemming and hawing, and you're not quite sure, and you're a little nervous, trust Uncle Steve, okay? Pick one up. You got the return window for a reason. Use it. I'm going to tell you, this is the device. This is finally the Fold that you're not going to want to put down. And we got a shot today because Mike Williams actually proved he could still be an NFL player. It's like 0 points week 1 or like 3. He got me 25 so far the other day. Let me know how your fantasy team's doing, and let me know how fantastic it would look on this wonderful inner display. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, have that Steve-licious day.